All right, it's that time of week again, so we got everybody together in one room to talk about all the cool stuff that happened this week. First of all, Mullen, I know you had some very strong feelings about some trailers that came out this week.
Yeah, let's talk about a blockbuster, sure to be blockbuster hit, which will be arriving, I believe, in July. And that is Brett Ratner's Hercules, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
This is not to be confused with Kellen Lutz's Hercules movie that it came and went, right?
Or to be confused with the 60s cartoon where the little Pan character said, "Herc! Herc!" all the time.
That explains why you've been doing that whole week.
Yeah, you didn't even know what I was referencing.
I thought you were misquoting the Nutty Professor.
I would never make that mistake. No. We could sit around and we could use Brett Ratner as a piñata and rag on him for being a hack. Being a big dope.
Wait, I thought you were leading up to, but we're not going.
We're not going to. That's my point. We're not going to do that because that would be cheap and cliche at this point to say that he's the crappiest, hackiest director in Hollywood. But it's nice that he got to take a break from making TV movies to make this Hercules movie. Since we're not going to bust on him, if we just look at the trailer and the special effects alone, I can imagine Brett Ratner at the special effects house, and it's like it's like they have the menu on the wall of you can either go you can either go up to the very top here and get the quality, the $500 million package. He's like, what's right below that?
Just think the VFX was
look at that.
I like the giant lion.
Yeah. Well, no, it didn't. No, look what happened. The lion.
You mean when The Rock is like,
the lion. Let me at him. Let me. So
You know what I thought was worse than the special effects is The Rock's wig, because that shit looks horrible.
You just want to say that.
I was like, Rock, your hair is not laid, honey.
Straight talk.
It means good.
No, but just the special effects. The lion when he's leaping at the Rock, literally he's pulling his paw back and his paw goes. That's
what it's gonna give him a big hug.
And then at the end, the giant boar. What they did was it's like a GIF. They take this animal that's charging and it's in a loop and it's going go 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 go.
I'm hoping that's the music they use.
I didn't think that the VFX were that bad. They seemed really stock in the sense that the lion looked like the lion from Narnia, and maybe the boar they just stole from Beast of the Southern Wild.
and the font looked left over
and
from something else.
The font. I had the biggest problem with the font. That Hercules was. I was like,
it's like WrestleMania. Right? Hulkamania.
Buy a ticket. It's The Rock.
It's The Rock.
Yeah,
It's The Rock. We love The Rock. Everybody. The guy's great.
So long as we're not bagging on Brett Ratner.
No.
So we also got our first look at Ninja Turtles. Lacey was super pumped about that. You're wearing that shirt again 2 days in a row.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I got no shame when it comes to Ninja Turtles.
I think the biggest thing coming out of the trailer, the trailer is Transformers until you see a Ninja Turtle on screen. And then the Ninja Turtles show up and you're like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And so I think the biggest conversation is going to be not whether or not it's going to be a good movie, but it's are you okay with how they look?
Yeah.
That seems to be the thing.
Totally okay.
I'm totally okay.
Because
I know the nose thing is the problem.
it takes this and adds nostrils.
Yeah, that's all
they're
it is.
doing.
I think Leonardo looks fine, but Michelangelo looks a little like he's got.
Like scaly.
I think that's
Just because he took his mask off.
Yeah.
The characters have been evolving over the years. The way they've been drawn, the way they've been
How about that
portrayed.
Megan Fox?
I thought we were rid of her.
Her feint was terrible. She can't even feint right. I mean, give me a break.
It was like
Megan Fox is the Brett Ratner of fainting.
Don't talk about Brett Ratner. We talked about this already. We don't do that.
You're like the premier faint acting coach. It's like, I've taught a lot of people how to faint my time.
As Meisner once said,
No, it's so funny to me. That's what everyone keeps on saying. It's like, I don't see her as April O'Neil. And I'm like, okay, first off, can anyone actually name the actress who played April O'Neil in the original movies? No.
There were 3.
Well, there you go. But can you name any of them? That's the point. April O'Neil, it's like she's this great character. She's not Lois Lane, but she's this great character. So, because at the end of the day, Ninja Turtles is the most important thing. And I don't. Maybe I just don't hate on Megan Fox as much. I don't think she's terrible. I don't think she's great,
not very
but I don't think she's terrible.
I saw that one movie.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
The Faint was terrible.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
I'm cutting you off.
I think
So
tonally, I like where the trailer's going because there's kind of like that fun to it, but I think it's so couched in like how heavy the trailer sort of is, like feeling very dark and gritty.
But
Well, like
the
it,
original
that's
comics were very.
no, there's
Yeah.
there's that duality
a
to
comic
it.
book novella, Ninja Turtles novella, called Body Count. Body Count is Raphael and Casey Jones go to San Francisco for vacation and murder gangs. That's what they do. They go around just murdering gangs, just like swinging down, ripping people's heads off. It's a violent, gritty comic book.
See, what I'm hearing is
can't
we're
do
not
that
going to
because
get
of that.
Krang.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be 2 or 3.
I hope so.
But the thing is, Krang wasn't in it right away. If you want to tell the full story,
I just
you
want
have
that
to
big pink
introduce-
brain inside of like this weird plastic sex doll.
But you know that Michael Bay's the guy to do it.
There's all these people doubting, like, oh, they're gonna, like, Michael Bay's gonna screw it up. The top billed people on the inslate of the trailer are Peter Laird and Kevin
Yeah.
Eastman.
I mean, it looks fun. Michael Bay obviously does his thing. So
He's a
if
good
it's
producer.
yeah, he's a good producer. Jonathan Leachman, the director, like
It's hit or miss. But
yeah.
the action's
you know,
always good.
So I mean, it looks like it's gonna be fun. Any other trailers happening this week?
Yeah, actually, there's another Tom Cruise movie where he's saving the world again. I mean, I would love to get a stat on how many times Tom Cruise has saved the world. Also, how many times he's been named Jack. But that's another conversation. I don't think he's named Jack in this one, but it's the trailer for Edge of Tomorrow, formerly known as All You Need Is Kill. It's basically his last movie combined with Groundhog Day. Have you guys seen this thing? It's like,
It looks so good.
disagree. I feel like
It looks so good.
It looks like literally every other Tom Cruise
No.
movie of the last 5 years.
Every other Tom Cruise movie of the last 5 years, he runs at the camera. In this one, he runs at the camera wearing robot armor.
Fair point.
Disagree. It looks like it sucks.
Disagree, it sucks.
I mean,
Well put.
I can't argue with your enthusiasm because I have the opposite of that. Malaise, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I'm just so tired of it. It really is indistinguishable from his last movie, except for that I had to watch the same thing 4 times in a row in the same trailer.
Except that she has to shoot him each time so he goes back. So you're getting to watch a movie
That part I like.
where they will continually kill Tom Cruise
Yes.
until he saves the
And
world.
even Emily Blunt seems bored with the movie in the trailer. Like, just her performance, she's just like, oh
She
my
always
god, I
It's just
can't.
because she's British. That's how they see it.
Good point.
It's a British thing.
Colonies, how cute.
You know, I like the source material. I've been reading All You Need Is Kill. It's a really interesting book. It's a Japanese novel. I agree that I could see other people playing that main role, and also he's way off for the role because in the actual book, the guy's like 19 years old. I like Doug Liman a lot, who's directing it. You know, he directed like Born Identity, Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Right.
so I think he's really good. So I actually hold out hope a little more for this one than the average Tom Cruise fare, which I'm just like, no thank you.
Robot suits.
There's better robot movies out there, man.
Robot suits.
Next.
Jupiter Ascending came out Wednesday night, I think is when it was.
Yeah.
Personally, it looks kind of like Matrix 2 and 3 to me. Like, the visuals
The
look
bad
awesome.
ones.
Yeah, the bad ones. I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, this all looks really incredible. And in the back of my head, it's like, yeah, but, Matrix 2 and 3 and Speed Racer and Cloud Atlas and those
Cloud
other
Atlas and Speed Racer were fantastic.
I like Speed Racer. I love Speed Racer.
5 years in, Speed Racer is the best movie that's ever been made.
Cloud Atlas is just like a work of genius. That thing is like this. Yeah, it's 3.5, 5, 10 hours long.
Yeah, it's 4 movies.
But it's so engrossing. It's so like moving and like has all these little vignette stories. I don't know why nobody saw it. One, and like you're the only other person in the world that has seen it besides me.
I can
And
corroborate
you didn't like
that.
I checked with everybody else. They didn't see it.
I'll up the ante by saying Channing Tatum has elf ears.
Yeah, he does. That's awkward.
There's no defending the elf.
But you know what he does have alongside the elf ears is a giant fucking robot suit
That's true.
But then a
that flies
dragon
around
showed
and has wings.
If we're gonna go
So that
robot
was
Sit on your own petard.
I think it's
Wachowskis. I mean, they don't really turn out crap. They don't.
All their stuff.
Matrix 2 and 3, not as
Matrix
good.
3 was bad, bro.
So bad.
Matrix 3 was like incredibly painful to watch. The CG is so bad in that final rain scene, like with like the slow motion hitting the like clearly CGI
Nobody
guy.
had ever done that.
I know, but if you can't do it well, don't do it. Find a different way
Words
to do
to
it.
live by.
Peter Jackson wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna have to make everyone CGI smaller. He found different ways and perspective to do stuff. If you're not ready to go up to bat, don't go up to bat, man.
But like the flip part of that is like if it had like if the story had been good, like we wouldn't be talking about how bad the CGI was at this point.
It's going to be interesting to see because Cloud Atlas was such a divisive movie. Obviously, people were either like, "What the f*** is this?" or
that
people were
was
like,
one of the best movies of the day.
Nobody watched it and said, "Yeah, it's fine." So it'll be interesting to see if Jupiter Ascending is half as interesting in its divisiveness as Cloud Atlas was. I think it seems to be more straight ahead sci-fi action fare, so I feel like it's going to be a little more well received than Cloud Atlas was, but
a lot more
we'll
action.
see.
So we're giving it a looks dope, but
So there's a bunch of trailers came out this week. Mark, you sent an interesting article.
So apparently Jay Chandrasekhar, who brought us Super Troopers, is teaming up with Cheech and Chong, doing a Cheech and Chong movie. So that's pretty awesome. So big question, I guess, is it going to be Weed Fest?
The summary on that I read about it was Tommy Chong was being interviewed. He said something about like, the script that he's working on is really great, and it takes us and we're like having to drive cross country to get to a weed festival.
It's a confusing time for weed comedies. You know, it's not the 70s when it was illegal you just don't do 40 years in
But
prison
at the
anymore.
same time, it is kind of a similar political situation where it was almost legal when they were making those movies. It was on the verge of becoming like alcohol or tobacco, and then Reagan decided to have his war on drugs.
So you're going to ruin it for us again, is what
So
you're saying.
Cheech and Chong are going to come back in, and we're
in.
going to hire a Republican to run our country, and
Well, this was not the place where I expected the Cheech and Chong conversation to go. But it's good enough. It's great.
I got a pitch. What they should do is they should like remake Smokey and the Bandit, but with Cheech and Chong, and they have to get like the weed from like one place to Colorado, but the cops are chasing him. And there's a scene where
that's a
like,
good idea.
But the-
Don't give that to the internet.
I've never really been that big of a fan of the Broken Lizard movies, and it's weird because I feel like I should be. Like, I really feel like those are movies that I should love, but I've just never really gotten into them. But Jay Chandrasekhar's, all the TV that he's done has been really
he's
outstanding.
hilarious as an actor. He's great as a director. He's
Every time I watch Beer Fest, I enjoy it more.
Than the
Yeah.
last time?
Yeah, no, it's true.
I like
That's a
Club
fact.
Dread the best of all three.
Ooh,
I love
that's-
Club
And
Dread.
that's just you.
I love it. I don't know why. I got another
I guess-
pitch. So
Okay.
I got another pitch. Okay, so off of the success of Freddy vs. Jason,
God.
can we do Cheech and Chong versus Harold and
The
Kumar?
only problem with that is you started it
Your
with off
pitch
of
was
the
like,
success.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I honestly had nothing. I had no way out of the weed conversation. So we're going to segue straight in to the rumors that happened in just a flash earlier this week when it was like an hour and a half window where they were going to, Indiana Jones 5 was moving ahead and Bradley Cooper was going to play him. Frank Darabont was going to write and possibly direct. And there was like an hour. And then an hour later, somebody was like, no, that's just completely false. That's silly.
I mean, it just seemed like one of those things where someone like had this thought, like, what if? And then no one vetted this information. It was just like, oh my God. And it just like spread across all the movie blogs as if there were any credibility to it. And apparently there was none.
Like some weird game of telephone. Like someone's Googling images of Bradley Cooper and saw the one with him like rappelling an A-Team, and they're like, put on Reddit, wouldn't this be interesting if he was Indiana Jones? And was like, Bradley Cooper's gonna be Indiana Jones!
Yeah.
And then it became fact for like 1 hour.
For like an hour. Like, I went to the bathroom, I came back, and it was like, no, that's bullshit.
But I think it opens up the conversation of like, is there anyone who could really take the place of Harrison Ford in that series? Is there a guy doodly enough, funny enough, cool enough that is acting right now that's in like, their 20s, 30s area? Is there anyone who could do that?
I want you to actually be the casting director for. Is there anybody doodly enough in this town? If so, I want him here? Watch him and bring him to me.
We were all sitting here when he just spoke, and he wasn't nearly that crone like.
That's what I want him to be like.
Like half old school Hollywood, half wizard.
Exactly it.
I gotta be honest, I think Bradley Cooper is a really fun choice for Indiana Jones. Like, I'd love to see him as part of like the Uncharted movies, but those don't seem to be moving forward at this point. So like, why not Indiana Jones?
The Wedding Crashers guy? I can't get past that.
Yeah. I
You
was
gotta
just
go
gonna
back
say,
that
you know
far.
what? Honestly, there's just something about it.
There's something about
I
Yeah.
don't trust it.
There's nothing lovable about Bradley Cooper.
don't
That's the problem.
trust him.
Harrison Ford has like an intrinsic lovability about him, even though he's badass and he's a dude. Bradley Cooper looks like the douchebag who stole your girlfriend in college.
Obviously, there's iconic characters that
He's
get
got the
recast.
swag.
You know, Batman and James Bond and everything. So there shouldn't be any reason. I think the problem is that because they did Crystal Skull and like Harrison Ford has played older Indiana Jones, like it makes it harder to then sort of recast and read, because James Bond is roughly the same age every time out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why the rumor blew up the way that it did, because Indiana Jones is more of a sacred cow than any of the others. But
Yeah.
Good.
Which is silly because he's such a pulp character. Like there used to be tons of characters like this, and now we're like, this is the one.
There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to James Bond him.
I think one name that often comes up in conversations like these is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't
Comes
see
up
it,
in
but I
every
wouldn't be surprised if other people out there put that thought out there.
That's
makes
like
my
saying he
tummy
looks like
hurt.
Bruce
No, I
Willis.
don't like him. I don't like it.
Don't trust it?
See, I don't like it. All right. I don't like it. Moving on. So that's it for our roundtable this week. Let us know what you think of all that stuff down in the comments below, and come back next time for more movie news on CineFix Now.
And if you'd like to attend Michael Mullen's
do any
School of
womp
Acting,
Do any womp chat.
I taught all the best how to faint. I taught Peter a school of how to faint from each
Medication.
Lawrence forever.